to start this one. So now I start recording. I will just give the start just a minute. So Mr. Fayaz, this is his contact. He's the business unit head from NetDesire. You can reach him over his email or his phone. He just gave us intro about the NetDesire technologies and the data protection field that they are working on and their infrastructure solution that they are offering, and what is the Acronis and NetDesire relationship. So you can reach to him for any further inquiries about the business. So let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Khalid, and I am a senior solution engineer working with Acronis and covering the Middle East, all the Gulf countries and the Levant, and I'm based in Dubai, Emirates. This is my email if you need to reach to me directly for anything, or even NetDesire team will be fully supported you for any further inquiries regarding the business. So this slide explaining what is agenda for today. So today we will just run through two big products from Acronis Cyber Cloud products. And first I will just give you an intro about Acronis, and we will need to know why we should have backup, why we should be protected, especially nowadays. And I will start talking about the first product, which is the Cyber Backup Cloud. This is from version 8. And I will talk about after that about Cyber Protect Cloud, which is launched from like 1 month back, having a lot of features related to cybersecurity and have a lot of response to COVID-19, so pandemic. And at the end, we will have the Q&A session to just answer all your inquiries. So during the session, while I'm running, I will jump between slide deck to the demo. So I will have a demo also for each product. You will see how it looks like, how it works. And definitely, if you have any inquiries, any questions, feel free to drop it on the chat. And maybe every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I will just look into the questions or even answer all at the end. So just in order not to forget, just drop your question in the chat. Okay, so what we can see over here is like just quick overview about Acronis. So we have dual headquarters. That's why you will see always these dual flags, because we have our headquarters in Switzerland, which is created since 2008. And another one, which is the first one created in 2003, where Acronis were founded. And this is located in Singapore. And as you can see also how we are having global reach to the worldwide. So we have like 5.5 million customers and 500K business covering this worldwide by 50K partners. And this is like a simple overview about the company, that we are 1,500 employees located in 33 locations in like talking like 40 plus language and covering like 150 countries. So that's just for your info, this is Acronis. Okay, so in this one, we need to know why we should take backup. Maybe some of us right now, they don't have backup at all. They are working smoothly, perfectly, no problem, no issues. But what do you think your behavior in case you have a disaster? What you will be the reaction in case you have an attack? Because nowadays, it is not only data loss, it is not only file deletion by mistake. There is a lot of cyber attacks that maybe destroy your business, maybe destroy your valuable data, your assets, right? So as you can see here, based on these statistics, that we have how many frequent endpoint attacks happened by 2020. This increased by 68%. You can imagine that many customers, they don't care about batching. Maybe every 100 days you can think about batching. We have many attacks coming because of viruses, right? We have also data growing day to day. So the data is growing, the impact is growing as well, right? Because of hard disk failures also, we may lose data also. And this is happening every 5 years. 50% of your hard disks may be died at this time. The ransomware attack, which is the very crazy one that make everybody worried right now about his own data. And it is not only ransomware, it is not only malware. We have also 0 days attack. So day to day, hackers and developers are working intensively to generate more attacks, to generate more malicious software, which is going to really impact our business. And that's why Acronis start reacting to respond for all of these challenges coming to our customers day to day, and to make sure that all our customers will be protected. Either it is in headquarters, you are in remote office, you having your servers in data center, in server room, under your desk, or even on the cloud, or you even hosted these servers on remote facilities like hostings facilities, according also your desktops or laptops, or even your mobiles. So Acronis will help you to be protected from all of that under all of these platforms to make sure that you are really protected. Let's see how this will happen. So the first one that we will talk about, our full stack. We are not covering all of this today, but just for your info, that this is what we have on the cloud. It is under the Acronis Cyber Cloud umbrella, and this is like Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. This is the one which is launched 1 month back. This is version 9. Under version 8, we have Cyber Backup Cloud, which is mainly focused about the backup and active protection, which is protection from ransomware. This is only focused about this. However, the Acronis Cyber Protect is having a lot of cybersecurity features. We will come to see this during the slide. So the third product is Acronis Cyber Disaster Recovery Cloud. And this is in case you have no disaster recovery facilities on-prem, or you need disaster recovery facilities to be available. Nowadays, maybe you have one server, you have two servers. This server is your life. This server is your entire business including the data on this server. So you need to make sure that this server will be really protected. So you can simply don't waste your time on-prem and start focusing about preparing another server, purchase location, rent a facility on remote hosting or something. You can simply come to Acronis, request one server to be hosted on Acronis and make it disaster recovery. It will be fully connected to your site via VPN or public IP or any point to site or site to site, and you will be able to reach from your on-prem to cloud and from cloud to on-prem and vice versa. So we have also Acronis Cyber Files Cloud, and this is something like file collaboration. You can use it for your employees instead of having your file server located in on-prem. Nowadays, because of COVID-19, many companies is forced to stop the business because they have no remote facilities, they have no VPN, they have no remote desktop connectivity to their own machines because they have no remote connection. They have a centralized file server, how they can reach this from home without VPN, right? So because of all of these restrictions in the company, especially small, medium customers, they are forced to stop the business. However, with Acronis facilities and Acronis products over here, you can use Cyber Files Cloud to have your own files centralized at Acronis. And this will be like OneDrive or Dropbox, similar interface, web interface. We have client on mobile, client on your laptop, desktop, and you can really sync all your files and you can share between your company internally or even company employees, or even share externally as you like. We have also Acronis Cyber Notary Cloud, and by this product, you will be able to make sure that all your files are always authentic. So if you have a file today, which is agreement, which is contract, you need to ensure that nobody will modify this file. You need to ensure that this file will be always authentic. So Acronis Cyber Notary Cloud will help you to upload this file to the cloud, and we will take the hash of this file, send it to be saved in secure place in the blockchain database or Ethereum blockchain database, and we will give you certification that this file is authentic. So in case of you have legal case, if you have any case with court or something, you have any legal requirements to prove that this file not modified at all since day one of the creation of the file, you will be able to have the original file secured on the cloud. You will be able to have certification from Ethereum blockchain and Acronis. The last product, which is Acronis Cyber Infrastructure. And this is valuable appliance from Acronis where it will be having your facilities for storage. So if you like to store your data inside your data center, for example, if you like to save your data inside Emirates, you can get use of cyber infrastructure, Acronis Cyber Appliance, it is named. So by this one, you can integrate this appliance to the cloud management console of Acronis, and you will be able to have the channel between the two products and will be able to back up using management cloud portal, management console on the cloud, and save your data in your data center or even in Emirates if you like. So we're still working to add more future services. Not only this, our R&D team is working day and night to make sure that our customers are always protected. We have many facilities, which is mainly related to our service providers, but at least for you as an end customer, you need to focus about these products. And with these products, we are providing all of these facilities. So let me focus today, as we agreed, we will focus about Cyber Backup Cloud, Cyber Protect Cloud. If you need any discussion about any of the other products, feel free to reach to Mr. Fayaz, and he will manage it to make it happen for you. And definitely you can reach to me over email anytime. So let's understand first what are the architecture of Acronis. So with Acronis, we have 3 tiers of architecture. So the architecture is having the agent, which is going to be at your side. So you as a end customer, you have a workstation, mobile, server, whatever it is, you need to back up, you need to install our agent. So this is managing physical, virtual, or even cloud VMs if you need to back up your Azure VM, your AWS VM, or even applications or users if you have files, okay? Then we need to manage this agent. So that's why we have the management layer. The management layer can be also located on-prem, so you can have your setup installed on-prem, or you can have it on cloud. Then once we complete the management, configuring the backup plan, protection plans, retention, everything, scheduling, we will push this to the agent. The agent now need to send the backups to a storage location. And this storage location can be local disk, network shared folder, or even cloud storage or tape or storage node or even appliance. Depending on which setup you have, on-prem or on cloud, you will be able to identify where to store your data. Our main focusing today will be only on cloud. We will be focused on the management console fully on cloud and the storage also on cloud. However, we still can back up to your local disk or even share the folder. This is showing all Acronis data center worldwide. So we have 17 data centers. 12 of them are fully owned by Acronis, okay? And we have additional 5 data centers are located inside Google data centers and the Azure data centers, so Microsoft. So as you can see, all the icons of Acronis, it is owned only by Acronis. However, if we have in Europe or Americas, we have some Google data centers, we have a space inside it, we have Azure data centers, we have a space inside it. So this is how our data center located, and your data will be coming to any of these data centers. Usually for the Middle East, the nearest one is Germany, where we have our data center in Frankfurt, or sometimes Singapore as well. So this is, we can say, the most nearest one in case you will take backup to our data centers. So as you can see, this is showing the supported platforms that we can take backup from, or we can protect these platforms in case you have it in your data center. So We have the wide range of Microsoft products from cloud components like Azure, like Office 365, the virtualization part like Hyper-V. We have Windows Server, Windows Workstation, Exchange, SQL database, SharePoint, Active Directory. We can protect all of this. We can protect Linux operating systems as well. And we have the product cloud, like cloud products like G Suite, Amazon ECS. So virtualization, well-known one, VMware, and OVM, Oracle database as well. So you can see Nutanix, Citrix. So along with all of this, we have mobile protection. So we can back up your mobile data if it is Android or even iPhone or iPad. And the Mac definitely is supported as a workstation. So we can consider the pillars of the backups will be like servers, workstation, virtual hosts. Based on that one, you can back up all of this one or even mobile. So we will see some features over here. We'll be talking how this cyber backup cloud will help you. So as we can see here, all the business protection platforms that we are able to protect. We have SAP HANA, we have Oracle database. Okay, so recently added the SAP HANA and Nutanix backup. So you can see also that we have facilities for the storage. So you can back up to our appliance, you can back up to the service provider data center in case the service provider have it in his data center. You can back up to shared folder, to Acronis cloud, or even integrate with any third-party clouds. The main core features, which is unique for Acronis, one of the features is called Acronis Universal Restore. And with Acronis Universal Restore, you will be able to see over here the value when you backup, when you have an image backup from a Dell server, and this Dell server is damaged and you need to replace it with HP server. So the problem will come over here that when you restore your Dell image to HB server, you will face some troubles during booting. So maybe the system will not boot because of different drivers for the hardware. Based on that one, Acronis Universal Restore will help you to boot from Acronis Media, and you will be able to start the Universal Restore to be able to load all the drivers which is coming from HB to be loaded. Then you will deploy the image of Dell image. And based on that one, you will ensure that the system will come up, find the drivers which is required. Based on this feature, we are able to make any-to-any migration. And that's why this is really one of the values with Acronis. So in case you have Hyper-V, you need to make migration to VMware, which is the very well-known case nowadays. Or even vice versa, if you are VMware and you need to migrate to Hyper-V. So you can simply take backup from the virtual machine on VMware, restore this virtual machine on Hyper-V. How you can do this? You can do this with instant restore. So this is another good feature where you can run your backup as a virtual machine and you will be able to make it, whatever it is physical, you can convert it to virtual. If it is virtual, you can convert it to virtual. If it is virtual, you can convert it back to physical, by the way. So we have our media where I will show this to you in the demo. We have our media, this Acronis media will help you to make this kind of migration from virtual to virtual, physical to virtual, virtual to physical, or even virtual to cloud, or even physical to cloud. So we can also take backup, and this backup can be restored to Amazon virtual machine, to AWS virtual machine, or even to Azure virtual machine. So these some of the facilities which is really helpful for you when you have Acronis. And definitely we have the well-known features for any other product like granular recovery, parameter recovery, full image or file level recovery. We have also Acronis VM flashback, and this is also unique for Acronis, where we can help you by restoring the only changed block in VMware. So if you have VMware environment, while you are restoring virtual machine, you don't need to restore the entire virtual machine. We are able to only restore the changed blocks. We have the most important feature with Acronis, which is Acronis Active Protection. And this active protection is really helpful for giving you real-time protection from ransomware attacks. So the value with this, that when you have an attack, if you come to any other vendor, they will tell you, okay, don't worry. If you will be attacked, our backup files are really protected and we will help you to restore your entire system. But in the morning, if one of your machines got infected by ransomware, by end of the day, if you have 100 machines in the same network, same subnet, the entire 100 machines will be infected, will be encrypted, right? So based on that one, think about you are sitting during the whole week, the whole weekend, trying to restore 100 machines. Think about the business impact that you will face with your business. Think about the customers that will be impacted because of your system is fully down. Think about the media and the social media talking about that this company in Emirates got fully down for 5 days, 6 days because of ransomware attack, right? Because of the time that you will need to restore your service fully. However, with Acronis, once you double click the file, once the attack is happening, immediately the process which is initiated the attack will be killed by Acronis agent. The files that was encrypted, it will be restored, and you will be notified as a backup admin or the system admin. You will be notified in the console that there's an attack happening on this machine, and I helped you to restore these 100 files, for example, if this is the number of the files were encrypted. I will show you a demo during the demo session where I will infect my machine, and you will see how it really behave to proactively or to actively real-time protect your machine. So no need to restore, no need to spend too much time. The first one will be attacked, you will be notified, you will be able to isolate the machine from the network and take action further. This is how really Acronis will help you from the side of ransomware attacks. Not only this, by the way, this is in Cyber Backup Cloud. In Cyber Protect Cloud, we have tons of features will help you also to protect your business. We have also Acronis e-sign, which is e-signature, so something to upload files or contracts, and you will send it to the first one, second one to sign the document. So this is called Acronis e-sign. So this is one of the features as well. Okay, so this is like simple diagram showing how the backups will happen from different workloads, servers, virtual machines, workstations, cloud, mobile, websites, applications, how we can back up this to local disks or network share, or even to our appliance. You can also replicate it to cloud because sometimes you need to make offsite data. So we believe in rule 3-2-1. 3 means that you should have 3 copies of data. 2 of them should be one first backup copy, and another one, which is the last one, should be offsite. So this means that you have 2 different media to store the backup. So you can take backup locally in your data center to NAS storage or NAS device, or even to your local disks. Then you can have offsite copy to the cloud. So nowadays the tapes are dead. We need offsite data. We can make it on the cloud, very safe, very secure, and very cheap as well. So once you have our backups, the backups will come to our cloud. We can start helping you to save this on our storage on the cloud. We will be able to monitor and get alerts about the status of your backups, your protection. Okay. By the way, also we have disaster recovery, if you remember, one of our service. So once the backups will come to our cloud, we are able now to make help for you to create recovery server. So you will be able to have disaster recovery server from your backups. We run it as a VM inside our data center under the virtualization backend in our side, and we will be able to make this backup run as a VM, and you will be able to reach to your machine on the cloud via VPN, or even if your site is fully off, fully powered off, you can still access this via point-to-site VPN or even via public IP. So you can have public IP directly reach to your machine. So this is how it looks like from backup side, how you can also back up to cloud, how you can restore from cloud. And everything is encrypted, by the way. So we have encryption. You can just provide the cipher key to be able to encrypt your backups. So nobody will be able to restore this kind of backups unless he has access to the cipher key. And definitely we have the same features we talk about, the any migration into any and run as a VM and this similar hardware recovery. We have also dedupe and then compression and the compression. So sometimes you have 100 gig of data changed. However, we upload only to cloud like 10 gig, which is really the value of the data, which is unique, not duplicated on the cloud. We are only uploading the unique data. In case you have massive amount of data in your data center, physical data shaping will be really helpful for you. So by physical data shaping, we are able to give you a facility to send the bulk of data to the cloud. So in case you have tens of terabytes to the cloud, you can simply back up this to local disk, ship this disk to Acronis data center. The guys will upload the data as a full backup first time. After that, you can continuously work incremental. So this is how physical data shipping will help you also. The one which is, as I mentioned, very important, ransomware. So ransomware protection, or we can say anti-ransomware using Acronis active protection feature. And this is happening based on AI, or we can say artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what this will be different for you, this will be valuable for you that you don't need any definitions. You don't need any internet access for this. The agent itself is really smart, able to handle the situation of attacks based on the machine learning and artificial intelligence. So the agent can understand that this process is not really a trusted process, is harmful process, and it will take action based on this intelligence. So no definitions, no database to update, nothing, no internet is required, which is really helpful for customers nowadays. They are really restricting the internet access. So you can simply make it happen with only agent. You don't need also, if you have like servers, sometimes you get the server to take the updates, push these updates to the local servers. You don't need to waste your time with all of this. You can simply have the agent installed on your machine and you are fully protected. Protected from 2 points of view. The first one, protecting from any data loss, from any file deletion, system deletion, whatever impact will happen to your machine, as well as you will be protected from cyber attacks. So this is how it's really helpful for you with only one agent, with only one management console on the cloud. So as you can see here, we have test approved and verified by AV Test, which is organization to the third party organization. We can say they are taking our product, they test it on the cloud. They verify that it really works, it really protects. And we have released, we have report released the last March based on our cyber protect, which is really detected 100% true alarms or true attacks happened. It was 100% detection. I will show you the report during the demo. So this is how simply looks like the cyber backup cloud. I will just take you to the demo to just see how this looks like and how you can get use of it inside your data centers. So as you can see right now, this is the console. So you can reach this console via cloud.acronis.com. Once you log in, you will be able to reach to your data center. So for example, E2 is located in Germany. How you can have access to this one? You can simply have access by reaching to Mr. Fayaz from NetDesire. You will just ask them for a trial tenant. You can have this tested for 30 days free of a charge. You will be able to register your machines and make all testing for all facilities. So let's see how this can be discovered. So we can come to add machines. This is the first for sure. Once you have this, you will see nothing over here. So you can simply click add and you will be able to see the options that you can do it. So either to add individual workstation or Mac, servers or Linux, iOS or Android, all virtualization hosts that we are supporting, even all applications that we are supporting. So we have added this in version 9, we added option for multiple device. So previously, if you need to add, you need to just download the agent and you will install it on machines one by one. However, we added recently this option for discovering the environment. So maybe you have hundred of machines and you don't know how really quantities you have. The value with this option that you don't have a list to upload, you have ability to discover the Active Directory. So if you need just to add one machine, with this single machine, you will be able to search Active Directory for the entire devices registered on the Active Directory. You will capture the IP, capture the name. With domain admin, you can push the agent on all these machines and you will ensure 100% that you are fully protected. If you have local network, you can scan your entire network. Or even if you have it in a list, you can just import it. So these are the features which is added in version 9. Then, as I mentioned, you can add Windows, Linux, mobile, virtualization. When you add every type of products, you will find it here. So for example, for all machines which is installed by agent, every VM has an agent inside it, you will find it here, or even physical server. You can apply protection on all. So protect group will be protecting the entire machines in this panel, or even you can select one of it, you can protect one of it. So by this one, you can make the protection. We have VMware also. If you added virtualization, based on that one, you will be able to discover your host, your virtual machines, and you can simply backup whatever VM you need. So you can simply click on this, either backup the group of VMs on this host or even backup individual VM. We have Hyper-V the same as well. You can register the Hyper-V servers, you can discover the VMs. And as you can see for Hyper-V, we have the icon of Hyper-V virtual machine. For VM, we have virtual machine from VMware. If you have Exchange also, you can back up your Exchange. We have ability to back up database individually as well, or even back up the group. You can back up individual database or the group, and you can back up directly the mailboxes, which is application aware backup. So based on that one, you will be able to back up your emails or your mailboxes. So for example, if you will see over here, we have the mailboxes, we have the databases. You can restore entire database or you can restore individual emails. We have SQL database, again, to backup group or even backup individual SQL. We have Office 365. We can backup multiple organizations. You can simply click here and go to Office 365. You will be asked to log in to the console. So you will be redirected to Microsoft to backup to add your global admin and backup your data, your files. Oh, sorry. To back up your Office 365. You can back up multiple organizations. You can restore to individual organization to the same organization, or even you can restore to another. You can also back up Office 365 mail exchange online. You can back up SharePoint online. You can back up OneDrive online. By the way, end of this month, our R&D team will release the backup for Microsoft Teams as well. So this is for you to know that the product is still growing, still developed and enhanced. We can back up also the G Suite, where you can back up your Google Drives, you can back up your emails and even the contacts. Unmanaged machines, if you have machine does not have agent, does not have any capabilities, does not have any backup plans, you will find it over here. So simply once you have the machine you need to backup, you will come to say protect, and you can see it is not called backup. It is not backup plan. It is now protection plan. It is really full protection plan helping you to backup and protect. So you can see over here, we have the backup facilities will be in this part. We have active protection facilities from ransomware. We have vulnerability assessment facilities, where it will help you to scan the updates and make sure your machine is always updated with the latest patches. Here you can back up full machine, you can back up to cloud, you can back up to local, as you can see, local folder or network folder, or even to cloud, Acronis cloud. You can control the schedule, control the retention. You can enable encryption just to put your cipher key and you will be protected. If you have application in this machine, you can just enable application aware facilities. So you will just click on this, it will inject the application aware components to make sure you will be able to see how many databases, how many instances, and you can back up whatever you need. If you need to dig deeper, this is the simple backup jobs or backup configurations. If you need to dig deeper for more facilities or more options, you can come over here and you will see a lot of backup options where you can customize. Then you will come to enable active protection. If it is not enabled, you are not protected from ransomware, because based on that one, you will be able to define action on detection, revert from cache. So from this one, an alert will be sent, the process will be stopped and revert from the cache. I will show you right now how this works. You can also enable protection, self-protection, which is protecting the backup files, protecting the network folder, protecting the, if you have server client machine, you will be protecting the server side as well. If you have any crypto mining attacks, you will be protected also. So sometimes the hackers will have a crypto mining process in your machine, and it will be problem for you to back up, to make trouble for your CPU in the machine. So based on that one, you enabled, everything is applied, now you are protected. You can also run vulnerability assessment, which is going to scan your machine, and you will be notified in the part of software management about all the new products you have. Maybe new KP released by Microsoft, maybe batch released. Maybe we are protecting also third party. So we are protecting Zoom, Notepad++, Adobe, Java, Flash Player. So you will be notified not only for Microsoft products, but for third party products as well. You can schedule this to have a list for that. As you can see, now we discovered these updates, but how I applied, that's why we released for you another version, which is Cyber Protect. We will see this in the next slide, where you can push updates. Now you can discover only, but there is no ability to update. So if you as a customer don't care about cybersecurity features, fancy features that we will see later, you need backup only, you need active protection, vulnerability assessment, you can ask NetDesire, please create tenant for me under Cyber Backup Cloud option or edition, and I will be able to see that one. For next edition, we will see different interface. So let me show you. Now I have over here one tenant where I am registering my Windows 2019, and I will just show you. Yep, so this is Windows 2019. As we can see, the machine here is clear. In alerts, we have nothing. Everything is smooth and the status is okay. We don't have any problem. So this is ransomware. I will attack this machine. I will infect this machine, and these files contains doc files where you can read what is inside these documents. Okay. So see about this. Keep an eye, because this is happening real time. So what will happen, I will infect the machine, these files will be encrypted, and you will see like something flashing over here that will be restored. So see what is happening. The files are encrypted, give me all your money, and you will see it is restored. See, the file is restored. Others will be very fast. This one only was just giving you the ability to see how it's happening, and the file is open. So you can see others are still working, and I can read the data. This is how it's happening real time. See now what is happening? It was clean from a while, and now at the time of now, we discovered that this is attack happening on this machine name, the process certificate is not valid, and the file is trying to be suspicious, running suspicious activity. And because you run revert using cache, I helped you to recover these files. It was infected and I was able to restore it for you. And you can see also here, suspicious activity is detected based on the infection that was happened. So maybe your user here is alerts as well. As you can see what happened, maybe the user who's running on the machine, he will not know that he is infected. The attack is running and halted and notified and protected and restored without any awareness from the user. The user himself will not feel. You as admin will run to him that Mr. End User, disconnect your machine. You have a ransomware inside your machine and you are going to infect the company, disconnect. So do you see how this is really valuable for you nowadays from any attack to be really protected? So this is Cyber Backup Cloud. Let's come back to the slide deck. So I will take you another journey with our Cyber Protect Cloud. So till now, let me answer any questions. Just take some break. Yeah, we have Oracle. I can see question from Mina. He's asking about Oracle database backup. I don't have demo right now for Oracle, I'm sorry, but we are supporting Oracle database backup, and we have Oracle database based on application aware or even based on scripts. So you can see this one over here. I will also give you a good idea how you find your way with Acronis, because once you have this console, a lot of features over there, a lot of facilities, a lot of components, how you can discover it. You can simply click over here, documentation. So you will reach to the massive amount of data for the product. So every single click on the product, you will find a full page over here, maybe a couple of pages. So for example, you are asking about the Oracle database, you can just come to type Oracle. Okay, so we are here. You will find we are supporting this Oracle 11G, 12C single instance. This is what we are supporting till today. How to be protected? You will find this white paper, which is in details explaining about version 9, which is last released. This is last updated in March. You will start reading how to back up entire server, how to back up database individually, how to recover entire server or even individual database with Explorer. It will tell you even how to install. So you just read this 15 pages document, you will make it yourself end to end. And this is the value of the solution, that it is very simple. With 1 day, maybe 2 days, you have it ready from NetDesire. After that, you will be testing yourself every component, and you still, as I mentioned, you can reach to any feature you need to read about. You can find it over here. All the platforms we are supporting, whatever it is, even limitations. If we have any limitations, we will list it here. We are very transparent with our customers with all the features and the components and the facilities that we have. We have another question from Acronis cloud space is expensive as compared to other cloud provider. And financial part, we can discuss it with NetDesire. I'm not sure how you are comparing this, but think about that. You will have your backups with the Acronis facilities. If you will back up with other vendor, you don't have all of this. So you can take backup with any other facilities without having these fancy features, fancy limitations. So you will be able to gain valuable features away from the money that you are paying in case it is a bit expensive. But still you can discuss this with the Desire team, and our sales team definitely will help you to make it happen in case you need it. There is a question asking about recovery as well. So when you click recovery, just to take machine, if you are backing to cloud, here, for example, I'm backing to cloud, to shared folder, to local folder. So you will be able to see every location, what are the restore points. You can click on it because this is, I'm considering files backup or folders, you will be able to see the folder that you are backing up, and you will see the files. You can simply click on it. You can click restore, and you can simply restore it to the same machine, to different machine, and based on that, you will be able to restore. So this is in case you have file. So if you have password also, and you are enabling notary, which is going to make authentic for your files, you will just put the password and you will verify the file signature or even the file authenticity. And as you can see, for every single component, I just showed you sample one. Yeah, definitely we have for every platform another way to restore. For virtual machines, you can restore as a VM, you can restore it to Hyper-V, to VMware. With the Office 365, you can restore to the same organization, to different organization. You can restore single email, you can restore full mailbox. You can even restore full mailbox to a different organization. So for every platform, we have different way for restoring. Yes, you can backup. Regarding the backup to third party, yes, you can backup, but you will need our appliance. Our appliance is like virtual edition. We have physical edition, which is the full appliance, and we have another virtual edition, which is going to link what our management console will be linked to a different platform like AWS or Google or Alibaba, or we have a lot of products supported. That's fine. So let me jump right now to the Cyber Protect Cloud. And in this one, I will show now you really here over now. Until now, we talk about protecting end backups from attacks. We are able to take backup, protecting data loss, protecting ransomware, but we still didn't see how we can be protected from all of that. So now you will see this in the full edition of Cyber Protect solution. So Cyber Protect is released in version 9, and it added a lot of enhancement to the anti-ransomware that we watched from a while, which is active protection. And we added also additional protection features. So we have the protection in all layers proactively, which is we are protecting you before the issue. We are protecting you immediately, actively when we have the issue running. We are protecting you reactively. Even after the issue is happening or attack is happening, we are still protecting you. So you will see the vulnerability assessment, which is going to run scanning in your machine, make sure that you are patched. We have malware remover added. This is new features. You will find it from now. Malware remover. So even when we take the backup, send this backup to the cloud, we are scanning this backup on the cloud. So by this one, you will be able to back up your machines on the cloud and scan it on the cloud as well from any malware. When you restore it, it will be clean from attacks or from malicious contents. We have active protection, so we added CDP, which is continuous data protection. We have the active protection against ransomware. It is now more enhanced than before. And based on that one, we considered also reactive protection. So in case you have disaster, your site is fully down, your machine is impacted, you can use disaster recovery to make your machine up and running. You can have instant recovery with almost zero data loss, which is if you have it with a small backup timing. So you will be able to really protect it in all phases, proactively, actively, and reactively. Then we have 8 pillars created over here. So we added anti-malware, we added patch management and the antivirus. We added forensic backup, data protection map, whitelisting for automated applications, and continuous data protection. We added this as well, and vulnerability assessment. So let's see this one by one. We have 5 vectors, as you can see over here, based on SABAS. So we have SABAS, which is, as you can see, safety, accessibility, privacy, authenticity, and the security. And you can see, based on what we have till now, we have the safety when you take your backups to secure cloud, when you when you secure your backups by key, by cipher key, the data is accessible from anywhere and everywhere. So you can access this from your mobile, your phone, your web interface, your application, from anywhere we can access from different platforms. The privacy that we have, that no customer tenant can interfere with others. So every tenant is fully isolated. Even yourself as an end customer, you can just protect yourself from the partner access. So if you need NetDesire to support you, they can jump inside your tenant and work on your tenant. If you don't like them to support, you can just go to the settings and disable support access for them, so they will not able to reach your tenant at all if they don't have any managed service provider agreement with you. We have also the authenticity based on notarization, and we have the security, as you can see, from anti-ransomware, anti-virus, or anti-malware, which is coming in the new picture. So let's see these products, how it fits in the cybersecurity framework. So as you can see in cybersecurity framework, we have identify phase where we need to identify what we have. Let's identify first. So that's why we added auto discovery. We will scan your Active Directory and discover it. Then we can run vulnerability assessment and data protection map to see what you have right now, how you are updated or not updated. Then we can go to protect phase. Once we discovered all of this, we will be able to discover the machine, then push the agent installation on it, then start a backup. Once you apply the agent installation, apply the protection plan, you will start detection phase. In detection phase, you will be able to detect the malware, ransomware, viruses. You will be able also to detect hardware health, so hard drive health. So if you have physical machine with hard disk, maybe this hard disk failure will cause data loss. So we are monitoring the hard drives to tell you this hard drive is probably failing with 70%. So this will help you also to proactively take backup, make sure your data is safe before near failure. We come to respond phase. Once we detect issues, we need to react for these actions or these detections. So you can apply batch management. As you see in the version 8, there was no batch management. You did only vulnerability assessment. However, we added for you the batch management in version 9. So if you like to have all of this, you need to request version 9 edition or Cyber Protect edition from NetDesire. Then we added for you malware quarantine. We added the potable media. This is already from scratch with Acronis. So with potable media, you can use parameter recovery to restore an entire machine. We have also recover part where now we did reaction, we make it protected. In case you have a disaster, you need to recover. You can recover from backup. You can recover using disaster recovery. You can use also forensic and remote desktop. We added remote desktop facilities, and this is specially added because of COVID-19, by the way. I will show this to you in the demo. So here is the products. Now we can see in one protection plan, not like before, it was only backup and active protection and vulnerability assessment. Now it is full protection plan, having backup and anti-malware, anti-ransomware, crypto mining, and URL filtering, vulnerability assessment, batch management, and data protection map, and remote desktop from here as well. So you can see with one license, or we can say one agent installed in your machine, in one management console, in one user interface, one vendor. This is very important. You are not struggling between multi-vendors to make your solution works. You're having one vendor where all the products will be protected by single vendor. And at the end, it is with single service provider, NetDesire, located with you in the country. So you have all-in-one features, as you can see. So the first one we added is CDP. So with CDP, we added facilities to continuously backup. So in case you define the applications or folders or files, you will be initiating backup automatically. So you will be able to see the backup here is initiated by the CDP. Based on that, you don't need to make schedule, you don't need to initiate backup manually. You just enable CDP. define the apps that you need to protect. If you need to protect, for example, Word file while you are opening Word and start typing file, the files that you are typing will be protected. Or even you can define folder that any changes in happening in this folder, please initiate backup to cloud, and you will be able to see this in the backup plan like this. Once we took the backup to the cloud, we are able to scan it on the cloud. This is good feature that we will do the scanning fully away from your machine. So your environment is really not impacted by this, because based on that one, we will take the backup to the cloud and we will scan the cloud, the backup on the cloud. So there is no impact at your machine at all. Once we see or once we discover any malware or any malicious contents, we will be reported over here. Even you, when you come to restore these machines or this image, now you have a machine image, you need to restore it. You will find this bug created in your system. So you know from this icon that now I know that there is infection over here in this image, and I need to make sure to take care of this image and then restore it well. So when you click recover, you will be able to see safe recovery. So you can just click on this one and start recovery. It will help you to restore your entire machine without any malware inside it. So this is very, very good feature. We have also 3 centers called Cyber Protection Operation Centers, which is CPOC, and these centers are only focused on cybersecurity. So these guys in these centers are sitting day to day and looking to the websites, looking to the media, looking to the news to discover what is happening worldwide from the cybersecurity point of view. So they are aware about any new threats, any new vulnerabilities to come, any zero-day attacks happening in any space in the worldwide. How you as a customer will be having value from this? We added for you something called threat feeds in the console. So you remember when I showed the alerts, under this one you will see threat feeds. In the threat feeds, you will start receiving alerts from the CPOC team for any attacks happening. If you remember, in April, there was news that the Zoom attacks happened and 500,000 of Zoom accounts were hacked. So we notified our customers by this. You can see over here the notification came. When you click on it, you will read more about it. You can click more details. You will be jumped to the website to read about the news of it. You can also click remediate, because we discovered that you didn't have any vulnerability assessment enabled. You don't have any batch management enabled, and by remediation, we recommend you to apply this. So the recommendation action came to protect the machine, take entire machine backup to the cloud for these unprotected machines, if you have something like this. So if you have any attack where you, for example, you don't enable active protection, so it will tell you this attack is happening in somewhere in the world, and maybe in one day it will come to your site. So please enable active protection in your machine. So this is really the value of the CPOC for you as an end customer, that if you have one machine registered over here, you will be notified with all of this to make sure that you are really protected from any future attacks. And based on that one, the smart protection plan will come. As I mentioned, it will be fully created, fully automated. You don't need to configure anything, because based on what we discovered, what we know that this will be a threat for you, we are configuring the backup plan or protection plan for you. Just they need to click start remediation. Then we have batch management, as I mentioned, added. But sometimes when you apply the batch, it is not happening fully. And the problem, the system may crash, the blue screen will happen. So you need to roll back. So we did for you option that you can enable run backup before installing software. So once you request this, I need this restore, this batch management, apply the batch, backup fully automated will happen, triggered by the batch management that Mr. Backup, I need to batch this machine. Please take backup based on the plan that you have and make full backup for the machine, or even, sorry, will be incremental backup at this time. And you will be able to finish the backup. Once the backup is finished, the batch will be happening. So in case you have any problem because of the batch, you can recover entire machine, which is triggered by the batch management. We have forensic backup. So we used it to see a backup to take backup from servers, backup from desks, backup from files, folders, or even applications. However, with forensic, maybe you have something happened in your machine on the memory, which is not backed up. How you will discover this? So if you enabled forensic backup, we will be able to back up the entire disk, even unallocated spaces, we will back up. We will back up also the raw memory dump. We will back up snapshot from the running processes. So you will be fully understanding what is happening in your machine, and you can have a deep analysis or deep investigation for it as a forensic investigation. We have data protection map added also, which is going to show you how many protected files versus unprotected files. And this will help you to make sure that you are fully protected. In case you miss the files, you excluded files, you can just see what is happening from here. We have also the whitelisting, and this will help you to make sure that no false detection will happen. So in case you have a program that you are using and this program is reported as malicious, you can just whitelist this if you are 100% sure. Maybe you are a developer, you are creating a program to encrypt files. Our agent will detect this as a malicious, right? So if this process is not signed, is not fully equipped software, it will be detected. So based on that one, you can instruct the whitelist that this file is secure. We have integration also with VirusTotal, and this is very valuable site where you can scan this file by more than 60, 70 different engines. Acronis is one of them, by the way. So you can just upload your file and it will be running on the cloud to scan for you with Bitdefender, with Kaspersky, with Sophos, with Acronis, with all vendors to tell you that is this file is really whitelisted or even discovered by other vendors. So we have integration with VirusTotal. I will show this to you in the demo. Okay, so based on all of these features, we have many use cases over here. The very valuable one is zero-day malware. Based on the AI and the static analysis that we are doing, we are able to discover zero malware. We are able to do batching centralized. You don't need anything in your premises, no servers, no infrastructure, nothing. I need you only to install the agent. That's it. Everything will be managed by Acronis as a fully Acronis hosted services. We have many features over here. If you like to read it, I will share definitely with you the slide deck. For the features overview, I recommend to jump right now to the console. Better than watching this on the slide, I will show this to you on the console, on the demo. So we have it over here. That's great. Yeah. So this is how it looks like from the console of version 9. Pretty much the same. Okay. We still have the windows here, but the main difference you will find it is going to be over here. When you click protect, it is not like before 3 features only. We have now more than one option. We have the backup still as is, as I mentioned, CDP added. So as you can see here, I can just create new backup plan to show you. So with this one, you can enable CDP, you can discover the console, you can see the application protected, the files and folders that you can protect. Based on that one, it will initiate backup. As I mentioned, you will be able also to see the malware. So you can enable this By the way, the value here also that you can enable or disable as you like. In case, for example, you have your antivirus, you don't need our Windows Defender antivirus. This is Microsoft antivirus integrated with Acronis. If you don't like it, you have your own antivirus, you can disable it. If you have your own vulnerability assessment tool, you can disable it. So you can just enable or disable as you like. So we have a lot of features here related to active protection, which is fully enhanced than before, crypto mining, real-time protection added to quarantine. For the previous one, there was no quarantine. It was only protection from ransomware. Now we have malware detection, quarantine. So you can see this when I have, for example, I have a link over here. So you can see, by the way, still ransomware protection is included. So for example, as you can see, this file is malware file. When I try to download it, I will just click save and you will be able to see it is not able to download. That's why here, just when you come here, you will be able to see the alerts coming after a while that this file is quarantined based on the detection over there. We have also URL filtering, and based on that one, we will help you to be blocked from the malicious websites. So in case you have malicious contents, something like phishing site, I have samples over here. You can just see, oh, sorry. You can just see when I click this one, I don't know why it is a bit slow. Yep, so you will be able to see that one is blocked by Acronis, and when you come to the console, you will be able to see the alerts. Sometimes it takes a few minutes to come in under alerts. So you will see now, here is it. The phishing site, there's a phishing site happening, and this is blocked because of contains malware. So this is how it looks like. We have also the vulnerability assessment. You will be able to see under vulnerability assessment, you can see the results from all CVEs, which is discovered in your machine. You can read more about each CVE. You can discover it in details over here. Okay. Or once you find you need this batch, you will just apply it based on that. So you can come over here, you will see this KB, for example, from Microsoft, released on which date, in fact, impacting how many machines and how many vulnerabilities will be fixed by this one. So if you like it, you find this really valuable for your setup, you can just approve it and install batch. By installing batch, as I mentioned, if you enable in this protection plan that you need the batch to be applied, to be the backup to be applied before the batch management, you will be able to find this happening over here. So you can see the batch management. You need just to enable this, it will initiate the backup over there. We have, as I mentioned, also the disk drive monitoring. So you can see over here, I have physical machines. This will be only for physical machine, guys, because if you have virtual disks, it is coming from storage. No need to worry about this. So here you have physical disk and everything is fine. For example, I will show you how this looks like in case of failure from the deck. You will find here 76, for example, failure probability. So this how it looks like from the disk protection. We have valuable feature added in response to COVID-19. It is named remote desktop. So you as an admin, here is all the facilities for it. If you as an admin need to back up the machine, need to remote access the machine, we used it to have it over VPN, or individual users sometimes install TeamViewer, AnyDesk, any third-party tool to just reach the machine from his home. But we know now how the attacks is very near from us and how this is very risky. So that's why we added for you remote desktop. So for you as an admin, if you need to reach any of the data centers, servers, you can just click on the server, click connect via HTML, or even you can connect via RDB client, by the way. So with here, you will be able to just re-authenticate from the cloud. If you have two-factor authentication enabled, it will be asking for your two-factor authentication key. Okay, so I will just put the key and just, it seems I was expired, the authentication. So now let me repeat it again. You will see now when I click connect via HTML, you will be redirected to put the username and password for this machine. So you can put your credentials over here. We have another feature I will show you when I log in. If this is workstation, maybe this is laptop for employee, the employee now, or this machine for workstation for employee in the office. So the user unable to access this from his office, you can simply give him this link, and this link will be shared over email to your employee, because you have your physical workstation on-prem, you have your file server on-prem, you have no VPN, you have no firewall, you have no remote access facilities. That's why your employees will be at home. Now, when you give this to your employee as a link, he can log in from his home machine, home laptop, and he will be able to reach to the environment directly as remote desktop. You can see now I can reach to my machine over HTML without any third party. This is happening only because you installed the Acronis agent. That's it. So you can see all of the protection features, all of the remote desktop facilities that we have, and you can see how this is really valuable for you as an end customer. I have also something to say about protecting remote conferencing. So if you have WebEx, Teams, Zoom, you will find our agent installed, and it will tell you that you are protected. Your Zoom is protected, your Teams is protected, your WebEx, Slack as well. So when you click on this, it will tell you that we will install agent, or we will install updates automatically. We will prevent the code injection. We will prevent any attacks to your host's file. So any attacks that used it to happen with Zoom, that some hackers will modify your host's file and make it redirected to them, you will not be having this at all, because Acronis is protecting your account. Okay. So we have here I talked about all the features over here on the demo. We have some added features for the pandemic. So if you are able, this is something for the service provider, but you can know it. If you as a customer unable to pay for the service provider can suspend you. Instead of disabling you, you don't back up, but you have to pay for the utilization, you can be suspended, so you will not pay any money to the service provider during the pandemic issues. We have an offer until end of July. If you as a customer come to NetDesire asking them for a trial access, you are free to use the system as a trial from today until end of July without paying any money. And once you start 1st of July, the billing cycle will count. And as you can see, in June, you uploaded 30 terabyte, July, 40 terabyte. In August, once you upload, for example, 50 terabyte, you will pay for this only. You didn't pay for this utilization. You didn't pay for this utilization. So this is one of the values also, which encourage you to jump right now and make your tenant trial with NetDesire. We have also CyberFit Secure Score, where you can find this score saying where you are. And as I mentioned, I'm sorry that we cannot mention everything on the demo, but as you can see, if you find something, you don't know what this means, what this looks like, you can simply click on this question mark, sorry, and you will be jumping to the console here. You can just say score. So you will find deep details explaining this feature is supported on which kind of operating system, how it works, how its mechanism, what are the criteria that we are looking for, and how we can say excellent, good, or fair based on what you will be able to read it fully over here. So this is how you can find your way if you find a feature where you don't know how to use it. We have another good one also, which is valuable because of the pandemic also we added, which is remote wipe. So you can come to details over here, you will find wipe data. If you clicked on this one, the agent will be triggered by the management console that we received the instruction to destroy the machine. So the agent will reboot the machine and the factory reset the entire server or the entire workstation. This is applied on your workstation, by the way. And it will be factory reset installing Windows from scratch. So this is also one of the features to protect you, which is remote wipe. We have added also for avoiding any touch to your environment. So if you as a service provider engineer need to check the health, you can just click only to enable voice control and you can say activities, devices, you will be able to find it with your voice instead of touching keyboard or mouse. But still, you need to touch the first time to enable the service because this is must be enabled to avoid any attacks, and it is working only on Chrome, by the way. We have the remote sharing. I told about this. Our CBOC team added also to the URL filtering COVID-19 fake news. So in case you have any fake news, you will be also reported that this site contains fake news about COVID-19 and you will be blocked from accessing this and you will see such a kind of alert as if you have malicious contents. We talk also about the all collaboration software or VPN software that we are protecting. So we are pushing new updates immediately to this kind of software. And we are also protecting based on this kind of protection and this agent or cyber protection monitor that you can watch it from your remote machine. We have some remote workers plans enabled already for you. So you can simply enable this for remote workers, which is going to reduce the battery. Don't use the USBs. So there's a lot of features configured over here. You don't need to waste your time and configure it all. You can simply just click on it, apply it. So it will be applied directly to your machines. If you have with us disaster recovery, we are giving your end client VPN. So you don't have VPN facilities, you will install our appliance, you will be connected to Acronis Cloud. Your employee will have access to Acronis Cloud and have a tunnel from Acronis Cloud to reach to your data center. So you give your company employees VPN facilities without any VPN firewalls, without any VPN appliance, without any expensive solutions to deploy it on your premises. However, you can reach to your servers in data center with only a single click over here that allow point-to-sign client access to access your local segment. So this is one of the features. We have Cyber Files, if you remember, Cyber Files Cloud that I told you about. It is now integrated with the Cyber Backup, so you can find it over here. You can just click on it and reach to the Cyber Files Cloud. Okay, so just to close it, the summarization, we have version 8, Cyber Backup Cloud, which is having only the backup features and anti-ransomware with vulnerability assessment. We have a standard advanced disaster recovery edition. We added on the same version 9, the same Cyber Backup Cloud, and we added the Cyber Protect Cloud. So the Cyber Protect Cloud will be helpful for you to have all the facilities that I talked about right now. Here is a table explaining the comparison. For all standard advanced disaster, we have all the facilities that you will need it for Cyber Protect. And we differentiate standard from advanced based only about the workload. So if you have database, Oracle or SAP HANA or clustered SQL, you need to go advanced. Unless you can work standard, you have all the features. If you need disaster recovery, definitely you should go disaster recovery. This is the SABAS already we talk about, the security, how we are applying for you all the safety, giving you accessibility, privacy, authenticity, and security. I think I have finished my part, and this is all about cyber backup and cyber protect. And if you like to give me any feedback. I'm happy to listen and hear from your side. So I can now look to your questions. So boot manager is missing, ransomware crashing boot sectors in server with RAID upon a restart. I think for this one, we need to discover it with the support. So at least if you have any support case is open, just loop me in it so I can discover it with the team, because this should be investigated from their end. Also, if there's an issue with the storing backup on Azure, we need to know what is the issue, maybe implementation issue, maybe configuration issue. So based on that one, I recommend you to open case, and if you like, escalate it to me, and even you can loop NetDesire team. They will be your focal point, by the way, for any open cases. We have another question saying that these features are not available in an existing plan. To get this, I have to create a new plan. Yes, if you are existing customer with Acronis, with NetDesire, you can simply ask them that, guys, my tenant now is only Cyber Backup Cloud. So if you are able only to see the features of backup and active protection and vulnerability assessment only, you are now under Cyber Backup facilities, which is, as I mentioned over here. So you have only this tenant. However, if you cannot see this, you need to ask your NetDesire account manager, please enable for me Cyber Protect. They can create new tenant for you just to test, or they can just switch your tenant from Cyber Backup Cloud to be Cyber Protect Cloud, and this is happening on time, real on the production. You don't need to worry about that. Okay, you have issues and support take some time. I believe as I mentioned, for any related issues with support, please engage NetDesire team. NetDesire team have direct access with me and with Olga from the partner management, care management. So we will definitely work to make it happen for you, but just escalate your case. I don't like you to have an issue and just waiting. When you have issue after a couple of days, 3 days, you don't have resolution, you don't have action immediately, share this with the NetDesire team and they will come back to us. Cyber Protect is free feature? Definitely no. This is free for trial. If you requested, as I mentioned, if you requested this from NetDesire, they will give you free edition or free trial until end of July for free. For free means that you will have full features, you will have full capacity, full ability to add any number of machines. So unlimited. If you, within this 2 months, you upload it to the cloud 100 terabytes, you will pay nothing. By end of July, you will start the new cycle of billing 1st of August, and by end of August, you have to pay for this 100 terabyte that you already filled on the cloud or utilized on the cloud storage. We have on end user machine with AI protection, which engine they are using. As I mentioned, we don't have, we have our own engine. We don't have definition, we don't have database, but we are using our own engine, fully developed by Acronis, contains artificial intelligence and machine learning, and based on that one, it is working. However, we have some collaboration with other facilities like antivirus. We are integrating, for example, within Microsoft Windows Defender, for example. Okay, as this is new feature, Acronis should provide us a new feature free as a promo. Yes, as I mentioned, you have it for free for 2 months. By the way, this is, as you can see, the slide deck. Where is it? So as you see this one, yep, this is starting from March. So as you can see, however, we still have 2 months, by the way. So if you started immediately your process to sign with NetDesire, this will help you to make use of these 2 months to pay nothing and start paying from August. So, and I believe this will be helpful for you to save money from this side. From promotion side of view, promotion point of view, I prefer you discuss it with Mr. Fayaz. He will help you to understand everything if there's a promotion can be provided to you. Pricing, I'm sorry, Angelito. So for me, I am focused mainly on the pre-sales part, talking about the business, how it looks like from technical side and the pre-sales side. Pricing is fully with Mr. Fayaz from Net Desire. So he will be helpful for you to uh, discover more about pricing. Do you have something for email security? Yes, we are, our product team, our R&D team is working to protect emails right now. Till now, it is not fully ready, but in the back end, the R&D team is working to make notarization for emails as well. So in case you have an email changed, modified somehow, happen any fraud to that email, you will be verifying that email is really authentic, and this is happening under Acronis notary service. This is coming soon, so but still not in the picture. This is for emails. Yes, on-prem possible, but you will not have all the cyber protect features. If you like to have on-prem solution, yes, you can. You can create your own Acronis management server, AMS. It will give you only facilities for backup and active protection. There is no other features. By end of this year, we are planning to move all of these features that you see right now. We will make it available on-prem. But till today, it is only available on cloud. I am comparing DR solution with Azure, as Microsoft Azure mainly charge based on ingress and egress. Yes, for us, we don't have such a kind of charge basis. So our point of view for disaster recovery, once you take your backup, we have your backup. So we need, number one, storage for disaster recovery. So for example, if you have 10 machines or 10 virtual machines you need to protect, you need to take 1 TB, for example, on the cloud as a backup storage. This will be called cold storage. It is only for backup. I will not run any machines on that. That's why it will be only cold storage. We need to give you another 1 TB, for example, as a hot storage. And this will be helpful for you to power on machines and make your system up and running on it. Then you will have to pay for this storage. You have to pay continuously for this 1 TB, or whatever you are using data, you will pay for, definitely, because for our model, pay as you go. So you pay for every single gig you are using or even device you are registering. However, once you enable the disaster recovery, you will power on the machine. The machine will be consuming CPU and memory. We will take from you money based on hourly usage. So for every 1 hour, you have to pay. If you used this for 1 hour, you have to pay 1 hour. If you used it for 10 hours, you will pay only for 10 hours. If you are using a public IP as well, you need to pay for the public IP as well. So we can make a detailed discussion, just reach out to Net Desire team. And if you're really interested, they will loop me in and we can make it for you. No worries, I can just make dedicated demo. Office 365 is a separate feature, or I can take a backup with the standard. Yes, with the standard, you can take backup. So I will just share with you after the session. I will share with you the slide deck that we presented. I will share with you the recording that we did it today. And I will share also some URL explaining all of this. One of these URL will be explaining what is the difference between standard, advanced, and disaster recovery. And you will find all the workload. So for example, Windows 2019, it will say to you, yes, you can back up as a standard, advanced, and disaster recovery. And the Office 365, as you mentioned, standard is enough. You need only advanced in case you have a different workload. If you need reporting as well, reporting is only available in advanced. So if you have, always we recommend if you have like 1, 2, 3 machines, you can take standard. If you have more than that, we recommend you go advanced. You will have all the facilities. You can have multiple admins. You can have multiple reports to generate it. If you have audit team also, they are asking every month or monthly basis audit reports or even quarterly based, you need to have advanced to generate reports. With these full features of Acronis Cyber Cloud, is it safe to eliminate our antivirus and put the budget to Acronis? Yes, because with these all features, there is no misconfusion between each other because the agents or these features are developed by single R&D team, single engineering team in the back end. So they have 100% verification that all of these features are working together. This is number one. That's why also we allowed you to disable whatever feature you need. So you can simply click enable or disable the feature based on your requirement, and simply you can use our own solution to make it happen for all your environment. So this is how it looks like. Oh, sorry, this is okay. So we have one more question. What is method to make budget cost to have hot storage space? Do we need to give you sizing? Yes, you will need to give me sizing. I will just get use of the time to show you quickly how this looks like. So you will see disaster recovery tab over here. When you create recovery server, you will see that you are using how many CPU, how many memory, how many compute points. For every one compute point per hour, you pay, for example, 10 cents. So based on that one, we will estimate it. So we need from you to know how much CPU and memory you needed, how many virtual machines you needed. If you need the public IP, you need to ask for public IP, and how many terabyte you need. So based on that one, we will be able to give you sizing for the disaster recovery. And simply once you have the disaster recovery, you can see I have one machine in disaster recovery mode. The machine is up and running. I can log in to the machine on the cloud. So this will help you in case your machine is fully off. Okay. Files names which are longer about 255 can we move or take backup in Acronis? Yeah, you can take backup with Acronis whatever file name. I didn't see such a kind of limitations, but you can discover this over here. So for example, if you come to backup, when you come to backup options, you will be able to see the file name. It's very long, it's really long. So over here, you can see the file name. This will be our file name created on the cloud. So I believe we don't have such a kind of limitations because, by the way, when we come to backup, we will back up the entire machine as is. So if you are taking backup as an entire machine, you will be able to see how this looks like as a full machine. So it will not come to see any limitations for that. But I recommend if you like to test it. So as I mentioned, it is totally free. It will cost you nothing, just like 1 hour to just install the agent and onboard the machine and create the backup plan and start your first backup. After that, you will discover everything. So instead of talking, instead of reading, instead of referring to reference, get use all of this, know more about the feature, but my first recommendation to test. You will feel the product, how it works, how it's really helpful if you test it live in your environment. This is my recommendation. Okay, so I have just to show you the last point, which is the AV test, as I mentioned, which is testing the find the 100% detection, zero false alarm by Cyber Protect. And the guys from AV Test, they did such a kind of testing. And you can have a look to this. Here is the report from AV Test, and you can see how it's really valuable verified by third-party vendor. So just if you like to have it for your reference. Any other questions? I can see that no more questions. Everything is fine. Okay, I would like to thank you guys for your joining today, and it was really interesting session with all your inquiries and questions. And as I mentioned, come to NetDesire, ask for trial tenant, test at your environment, at your workload, see how it works. Feel free to come back to Mr. Fayaz with any inquiries or NetDesire team, or even you can reach me if you like. We are happy to hear from our customers to make sure they are always protected from any data loss or even cyber attacks. Thank you very much. Stay safe and take care. Thank you.